Before July 1st, 2024, Indian courts defined evidence using logic drafted in 1872. Today, server logs dictate the rules of engagement. That antiquated era of paper dependency is officially terminated. You are currently operating under severely outdated assumptions. Under the new statutory mandate, digital metadata possesses supreme jurisdictional authority. Human testimony is now entirely subordinate to an encrypted timestamp. The structural reformatting of our legal reality is non-negotiable. Adjust your compliance parameters immediately. The compliance parameters for this TBUOS production are non-negotiable. Adjust your focus. We are auditing the official Gazette releases for Acts 45, 46, and 47 of 2023. These physical binders represent the absolute structural foundation of the new criminal statutes. This audit strictly isolates Chapter 1 of each respective act. Any analysis of punitive measures is hereby classified as unwarranted regulatory drift. Subsequent chapters are outside our jurisdiction today. We do not engage in speculative noise. Our mandate is the clinical breakdown of legal definitions. Initiating audit of the first binder, Act Number 45 of 2023, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. The Indian Penal Code of 1860 is officially nullified. We are executing a structural override on the foundational nomenclature strictly isolated within Chapter 1. The previous statutory logic is fundamentally incompatible with contemporary administrative realities. Observe the updated demographic classifications. The BNS surgically broadens the statutory definition of gender. Transgender individuals are now explicitly recognized and codified within the core legal framework. The prior legislation failed to account for modern identity parameters. That restricted language is administratively obsolete. This establishes immediate jurisdictional clarity across all law enforcement documentation. Advance your attention to the Asset Classification Protocol. The parameters defining movable property within Chapter 1 have been drastically expanded. The BNS mandates the total absorption of electronic records directly into this asset category. An encrypted cloud database, a digital asset ledger, or a decentralized token now holds the exact same statutory status as a physical gold reserve. Law enforcement agencies handling financial crimes must immediately recognize this digital asset expansion. Failure to categorize digital records as movable property is a direct violation of Act Number 45. We transition immediately to the second binder on my desk, Act Number 46 of 2023. Officially titled the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. By operational mandate, this document permanently neutralizes the Code of Criminal Procedure, 1973. I direct your attention to a specific line item located within the preliminary clauses of Chapter 1. The text officially introduces the newly minted statutory definition for audio-video electronic means. Prior operating procedures left the integration of modern recording technology in an unacceptable state of regulatory ambiguity. This definition provides the precise, uncompromising statutory authorization required to fully digitize core police protocols. Physical searches, property seizures, and the recording of formal witness statements are now explicitly subject to electronic documentation. These digital captures are no longer classified as auxiliary notes. They are legally binding procedural artifacts. An investigating officer's smartphone and tactical body camera are now officially recognized instruments of the state under the BNSS. The legislation mandates their deployment during physical raids to eliminate procedural deviations and strictly verify the chain of custody. Operating a field investigation without continuous digital verification now constitutes a severe administrative and legal failure. Chapter 1 successfully eradicates the era of undocumented police operations, enforcing an absolute standard of electronic oversight. We now extract the third and final binder from the compliance stack, Act Number 47 of 2023, officially titled the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam. The 1872 Indian Evidence Act is officially purged from the administrative system. I direct your attention strictly to the raw text of Chapter 1. The statutory definitions of both document and evidence have been forcibly re-engineered for the current century. Historically, digital records operated under a severe deficit, classified strictly as secondary materials. They required extensive paper certification just to gain a fraction of judicial validity. The BSA permanently rectifies this systemic weakness. Methodical review confirms that digital server logs, smartphone extraction data, and encrypted electronic communications are no longer secondary. They now possess absolute statutory parity with primary physical evidence. Let me articulate the operational reality of this infrastructural upgrade. Under the new Chapter 1 mandate, a physical murder weapon recovered at a crime scene holds a definitive judicial weight. A cloud-hosted digital footprint pulled from an offshore server now commands that exact same authority. The traditional evidentiary hierarchy is completely flattened. A deleted location log from a mobile device is officially the legal equivalent of a physical fingerprint. This broadcast requires formal compliance. Initiate the mandatory feedback protocol. Depress the approval icon below. File your statement in the comment sector. This registers your engagement into the TBUOS administrative database. Refusing to subscribe constitutes regulatory drift. Your participation is not optional. Process your compliance immediately. The structural audit of Chapter 1 across Acts 45, 46, and 47 of 2023 is officially closed. As of July 1, 2024, the Indian Legal Dictionary has been completely re-engineered. Statutory definitions for a public servant and gender identity now align with current administrative realities. We are operating under a mandatory infrastructural reset. Digital records are officially classified as movable property. Audio-video electronic means dictate the precise parameters of standard police procedures. Smartphone extractions and server logs function as primary, irrefutable evidence. The 1872 operational logic is permanently deprecated.